With BRP cards being phased out by the UK Home Office, does it make sense for you to keep holding onto your expired BRP? Can you still use your expired BRP card for traveling into the UK from anywhere in the world? Can you get a new BRP if you have lost it? Do you need an eVisa or an ETA? Along with these questions, I am going to address several other questions surrounding these topics: eVisas, BRP cards, expired, ETAs, electronic travel authorizations, etc. in this video. To begin with, let me explain you the difference between BRP, eVisa, ETA, etc. For UK visa purposes, the whole world is divided into two parts. So these are the two parts. Let me just explain them. So one is visa nationals, let me keep them on the left side, and the non-visa nationals on the right side. So this is how the whole world is divided for any UK visas. Okay, so let me explain this. So the whole world is divided into this, and how the ETAs and e-visas come into play. So let us take my cups here. Okay, so let's say the non-visa nationals are the countries which don't need a visa. They don't need a visitor visa to come to the UK. Till now, they would just come, show their passports to the UK border officer and enter the UK. And the visa nationals, they would need a visitor visa to come to the UK. So I will start with the visitor visa and then come to the e-visas, how the logics change. Okay, so the non-visa nationals, for example, so there is a list. If you go on Google and search for visa nationals list UK VI, you will get that appendix visitor visa nationals, you will see them. So that's how the list is divided, and anyone till now, till before ETA, before electronic travel authorization, everyone from the non-visa nationals did not need anything for a visitor entry. They would just come to the UK with their passport. Let me bifurcate this initial question. I know I get these questions many times. Visa nationals, the concept of ETA is not there. So the electronic travel authorization doesn't make any sense for discussion. Let me just bifurcate them. So this is just my partition here. So for visa nationals, for example, India, Pakistan, China, etc., any visa national countries, they don't need to understand the concept of ETAs. The ETA concept is only for non-visa nationals, that is, say, United States of America, Australia, New Zealand, etc. So any countries who did not need a visitor visa to the UK, for them the ETA has been brought into play. So that's, I want to end with the ETA side with this, and then I will introduce the BRPs and e-visas. So these are the non-visa nationals. They will need the ETA now. Visa nationals, they don't need ETA. So the ETA bifurcation is on this. Now introducing the BRP cards and e-visas. So the concept of e-visas and BRP cards. Everyone, let's assume this is a BRP card which is expired. Even the non-visa nationals had a BRP card. Even the visa nationals had a BRP card. So for both of them, the BRP concept is still relevant. It was relevant. Anyone who had any permission other than a visitor permission, the visitor permissions go on over here. So as I explained, non-visa nationals they need a visitor permission. Now they need ETA. Visa nationals, anyways, they needed a visitor visa. Now also they need a visitor visa. On both the whole world, for anything other than a visitor visa, any permission, let's say a skilled worker permission, a spouse visa permission, any other permissions, any visas that they had, both the sides were not differentiated. They both had BRP cards. These cards have now expired, and I'm going to discuss further on this. Let me go back to the beginning of the video. Why did I tear this paper? To explain my analogy over here. So this was my e-ticket. Yeah, so this is British Airways. This is my e-ticket for British Airways for my holidays next month. So if I have lost this e-ticket, do I lose my right to travel on the flight? Do I lose the right to travel on the flight to my holiday destination? No, that is not the case. I can go to the air carrier, I can present my passport, they can check the details on their system, on their digital system, and they can allow boarding the flight. So that is what they would do. In similar way, let's say I have this BRP, this is a library card. So if I lose this library card and I don't have access to it, will I not have access to the library's resources? What do you think? So can I not go to the library? They can see my digital account and then issue me the books as per that. Yes, it is very much possible. So in the same way as the physical tickets have been moved to digital and I don't need them, if the library cards, I don't need them, I would still be able to access my rights either to fly on with the carrier or to access books of the library. In the same way, the UK visa system, even if my BRP is expired, whether visa national or a non-visa national, my underlying right to remain in the UK, my right to work, right to live with my spouse in case of a spouse visa, those things still prevail. So that is the first part of it. Similarly, an expired BRP card can be used for various functions. So the UK visa system is becoming digital by default, which means everything will become digital. Even the visitor visas, vignettes, which I talked of in the case of a visa national, within a period of, by the end of this year or so, those vignettes will disappear. They won't put any stickers on the passport and that will be digital. So the whole system is becoming digital by default. All the BRP cards have expired on 31st December. There are some exceptions, but very, very less than 1%. So by default, 31st December 2024, last date of all BRPs expiring. However, to ease the transition to the eVisas, the UK Home Office declared a concession. What was the concession and when was it declared? It was declared in December 2024 that individuals can use their expired BRP cards to travel to the UK till 31st of March 2025. So by the end of this month, that concession will expire. However, that concession has now been extended till 1st of June 2025. What that means for you? Anyone, let me just take this example. So if you have a passport and an expired BRP, in this case, you can walk to any airport in the world. You can show your original passport and an expired BRP till this date, till 1st of June, and they will allow you to board the flight. So that is very, very important. However, very important thing, your underlying permission should be valid. So even if my visa is expired, let's say I had skilled worker visa, this BRP ended on 31st December, and my permission is still valid for next 2 years. That permission should be valid. If my permission has also ended, any permission that was on that particular card, if my permission has ended, then I don't have a right to come back to the UK. Even if you show it to the carrier, they do allow you. I don't think they would, but if they do allow you, when you come to the UK border, once they scan this, they will see you don't have a permission and they will return you back. So that is a common question I have been asked many times. People say, can I use my expired BRP, but my permission is also expired. So, or it is curtailed. In case of skilled worker visas, it is cancelled also many times. So make sure that your permission is still valid. Only then you can use your expired BRP card and your passport to show it to the carrier and enter the UK. So that is very, very important. If you're getting value in this video, please give a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos on UK visas. I'll continue with other questions as well. So I cover topics such as UK visa, citizenship, EU settlement scheme, etc. So everything under UK immigration. So now coming to the surrounding questions. As I promised in the beginning, I will be addressing some other questions that are coming around on the channel on consultations I have been asked. So if you have your own questions about e-visas or any UK visa related situations, please do book a consultation with me. I do the consultations myself. Links will be in the channel in the description of this video as well. So this is the consultation. Definitely, that is always gold. Book a consultation with me if you wish to discuss anything visa related. Okay, so how do I access my e-visa information? This is one question I've got. Go on Google, search for view and prove my immigration status, put your details, log in, and you should see your e-visa status. Another question I have got is, I'm having issues with my e-visa. Who should I contact? So this is a very common one. I've got many comments on the channel on this. So go on Google, search for online immigration status in brackets e-visa. Online immigration status in brackets e-visa. Click on if you need help. I think that's the fourth one option, and ask for help. After that, start now. you will be connected to a web chat where a human being will talk to you. There will be some customer service person from the home office, and you should raise your issue with them. They will be able to help you out with those things. Now, coming to the other question that I promised that I would address. So to give a background regarding that one, all the BRP production was stopped in October of 2024. So no new BRPs have been, the machines have been stopped. There is no more production of BRP cards. So if you lost your BRP card, then you just lost it. You won't get a new one. The BRP production has been stopped and you will never get a BRP. So no one is getting a BRP as of today. The expiration of the BRP card itself does not necessarily mean, or the losing of the BRP card doesn't mean that the expiration of the individual's right to remain in the UK. You still have the right to remain in the UK if you have the underlying permission, whichever permission that is, skilled worker, spouse visa, student visa, graduate route visa, whatever those permissions are. Yeah. So the UK government is moving towards the digital system, which is why the physical cards are being phased out. So the physical cards are phased out. That's why they will never produce them again. Doesn't matter what you tell them. They won't be produced. Okay. So, and your BRP card. So now coming further, do you really need to hold on to your BRP cards which are expired? So one is definitely till the concession ends, you should keep it, definitely use it for travel to the UK. But what after the concession? Your BRP card has a chip in it. So it has a chip. I'm just taking this as an example, but in your real BRP, there is a chip. It contains your biometric information that it holds it. That is the digital photograph and your digital fingerprints. Whenever you enroll your biometrics, everything is stored in that chip. Hence, even after it is expired, it says expired, if you want to file any UK visa applications, then your biometrics data, your fingerprints, your photograph, digital ones, can be pulled from this chip. So the data is there and the Home Office can access it through the chip on the expired BRP also. Hence, we are still using expired BRPs. We are still in this month also, we are using expired BRPs to create the UK visa accounts and UK visa applications for individuals. The Home Office has confirmed that you should still keep holding on to your expired BRP cards. So that is what they have said. And anytime you want to travel to the UK, go on to your eVisa system, take a share code. A share code is always valid for 3 months. So use the same link as I said before, check my online eVisa status and then take the printout of that or generate a share code and give it to your carrier, if that is another option as well, along with the expired BRP after the concession ends. So now that you have learned the importance of expired BRPs, if you wish to know how starting a business in the UK on a skilled worker visa can destroy your chances of getting an ILR, watch this video over here. Thank you.